Welcome to Leading Life, the show all about living to the fullest and leading life on your terms.
You will learn tips, tools, and strategies for achieving total personal transformation.
I'm Bren.
And I'm Cam.
This is Leading Life.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Leading Life. I'm Cam.
And my name's Bren.
And today we have an amazing topic that I know you guys will get value from, but real quick, I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this episode and the past episodes. Those 3 episodes, they were very successful on iTunes. We got 9 5-star reviews, which I'm really, really happy about. That blows my mind. I jump out of bed every morning excited to do this because I'm actually helping people. It feels so good. How you feeling, bro?
I'm pumped about it. I mean, I was really surprised at the great response we got as soon as we launched the podcast, the first 3 episodes, and now here we are, the 4th episode, and we're doing something really special. We've done a ton of testing today, and finally we are recording a live episode of Leading Life just for you guys. So I'm pumped to bring this to you.
Live. How cool is that? Technology, man. I used to play video games live. I never thought I could do a podcast live. So yeah, this is awesome, man. This gives us the chance to be able to pump out the content and not edit it. Because editing, post-production, man, that's where we spend a lot of our time. So this really helps us, and it just allows us to, bring more for you guys. And yeah, it's awesome. Great opportunity. And if you guys want to check us out, we do the live broadcasting off our Facebook page and our YouTube. So both those places simultaneously. It's really cool. All right, so this topic is something universally dealt with. A lot of people deal with it, and it's procrastination. Obviously, by the title of the video and the podcast, how to stop procrastination and start acting or take action. This is a problem that a lot of us deal with, and I've dealt with it multiple times. If you went to school with me, you would know that I did not do school correctly. I didn't show up on time ever. Sometimes I didn't show up at all. I would just never do my homework and never studied. And finally, I'm starting to deal with procrastination very well, actually. And when it comes to Leading Life episodes, I always think about something that's going good with my life, and then I kind of reverse engineer and ask myself, how is that going good, and how can I, make that go good for other people as well? So that's really where I got this. I was like, all right, what's going good in my life? Well, recently, I have been working out every single day, no excuses, and I am finally working on the short film that I've been wanting to work on for a very long time, for months. So those are 2 things that I'm not procrastinating with that I previously procrastinated with. So I asked myself, what's going good about this? And I just jotted down a bunch of tools that you guys can use to get over your procrastination if you have that in an area, which we all do.
Oh man,
what do you think, Brennan?
Everybody deals with procrastination. It's quite funny actually, because it's the things that we want to do the most, the things that we want to happen the most. That's where we will end up procrastinating. And it's sad, but I think with these topics, it's really just a matter of strategy and knowing yourself, self-awareness, and it's a ton of things that we're going to talk about today. So get ready, get a piece of pen and paper, take some notes or something if you're watching. I see we're on the live stream, so we got a few live streams to happen. We've got a commenter here. Andrea says, this live stream is causing me to procrastinate. Do you have a solution for that? That's a good one, actually. This is the cure to procrastination. So we're going to bring those tips to you right now. Here we go.
Alrighty, let's do it. So first of all, we gotta realize why people procrastinate. Why is that even a thing? And I think it's actually really obvious once you think about it, and it's being in your comfort zone. Procrastination is nothing but being in your comfort zone and wanting to stay there. So in the example of trying to lose weight or work out or anything, losing weight, changing your diet, the way you eat, and getting off your butt and exercising, that's not comfortable. That changes the way you live your life. So the entire course of your life is changed because of this new thing that you got to do. And yeah, that's what procrastination is. It's getting out of your comfort zone and mostly rationalizing.
Rationalization. No, I know.
Rationalization. That's the sometimes my brain farts and I can't. But yeah, it's rationalization. Like, you make excuses for not doing that, or putting off this activity that you should be doing. You know, you make excuses for not working out. You know, I'm not feeling it today, or I can do this and it's just as good. Like, I might as well clean my desk. I might as well do some laundry. You know, I'm still getting stuff done at least. And that's bad. That's the silent killer, man. Is the comfort zone. No man's land or something.
Well, I know what you're getting at, because procrastination obviously is something we all deal with, because we all make that association that, you know, I'm comfortable, it's not that bad, or I have plenty of time to get this done and not worried about it. But really, it's understanding that procrastination is just associating more pain to doing the thing that you're procrastinating than not doing it, you know? And so I think step one is like reasons, right? Knowing the reasons why, not only why it's good for you or why it's something you want to do, but also the reasons why, you know, if you don't do it, you're going to experience pain.
Dude, it's funny because that's literally step one, is reasons why.
How did I know?
We must be related or something.
I don't know. We must. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, reasons why. That's pretty obvious. Like, if you really want to get something done, like you want to lose weight, you want to, you know, go the extra mile, you want to get promoted, you want to, I don't know, like clean this room that hasn't been cleaned in ages, you want to work out. You need clear reasons that pump you up, reasons that actually matter to you, you know?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Cam. Let's use that analogy for this episode, because it's something a lot of people can relate to. It's just like wanting to work out and get healthier, because everybody wants to feel that energy. Everybody wants to look better. They want to feel better, whatever it is, right? And so let's go with that analogy. You know, procrastinating your workouts or procrastinating going to the gym, because this is something we deal with too, you know, because sometimes it feels like, well, right now work's more important, or, you know, it's just those rationalizations we come up with, right?
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. The having like an analogy for the entire episode, that helps it, you know, stay on the same track, kind of. So I guess for you guys, if you're procrastinating with something that isn't working out, just twist what we're talking about into that, you know, like these are universal concepts, you know, you don't even need, like, you can use this for multiple different things. Okay. So reasons why, that also goes with urgency and accountability. So a lot of the times you'll have reasons for why you want to do this and get it done. And like, you know, it'll feel so good to just work out and know that I, you know, was listening to myself to know that I accomplished this, you know, that's cool and all, but urgency and like accountability and feeling almost like scared that if you don't do it, this will happen, that's huge too. 'Cause when you finally stop procrastinating is when, you know, the tipping point, oh no, the test is tomorrow, I need to study, right? That kind of thing. Tipping point. You don't want to reach the tipping point, man. Like that sucks. And yeah, just don't do that to yourself. It's almost like you're sitting down and you're like, you know what? I'll let future me take care of that. And then you finally reach that threshold where like, oh man, I really need to do this now. And you don't even feel good about it because you know that you slacked off, you know? So have that urgency beforehand. You know, don't let that urgency catch up to you. Just like have it there on standby, you know? Like, oh, if I don't do this, this is going to happen. And I really need to do it. I have all these reasons why. I have all these reasons why I should do it. And I have all these reasons why if I don't do it, this will happen, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you really got to apply that pressure, because if you don't apply any pressure, you don't feel like it needs to happen, right? Like, why do you end up doing anything? It's because you have pressure for some sort of reason why something is pushing you to do it. Whether it's, you know, if I go and work out, you know, I'm going to look good, feel good, life's just going to go get better for me. Or it's the other way around. You know, if I don't work out, I'm going to feel sick. I'm going to, you know, you don't lose it, or you don't use it, you lose it, you know? So it's important to understand those reasons why. That's step one. And look, you got to feel pain. You're going to have to feel the pain of what it feels like. Put yourself in the place of, okay, I procrastinated and I didn't do it. What happens if I procrastinate and I just procrastinate and it never happens? What's going to happen? Put yourself in that place. Feel that pain. Like you actually want to put yourself in, kind of box yourself in here and feel what it'll feel like to be there.
Absolutely. And yeah, so like what you said, you really gotta feel pain. So I like telling stories along with what I teach. So in this example of working out, I've been working out every day for almost a month. No excuses. I just started doing it, and then it feels so good to finally get over that procrastination and just start working out. And I had a lot of reasons to do it. I was finally I just wanted to show myself who's boss. I'm boss. I lead my life, that kind of thing. And I really just wanted to feel so proud of myself. The feeling of pride is probably one of my favorite feelings ever. Is just being proud that, hey, I owned up to it. I did it. Like, I actually tried really hard, and it paid off. That was one of the reasons. I just wanted to have that feeling of pride. Another reason is I obviously wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be strong. I sometimes feel weak, and not energy wise, but I mean weak as in like I can't lift this heavy thing, or I can't run this far without losing my breath. That kind of thing. I just wanted to be healthy and energetic and not worry about anything physically, and I wanted to look good. I want to be proud of my body and not, because what's going on in here is a reflection of what's going on out here, right? And I wanted to prove people, I'm on top of my game, So yeah, those are my reasons. I had a lot of good reasons, and I had also reasons why if I don't do it, it's gonna make me feel pain. I'm gonna feel some pain if I don't work out, because I'm gonna be sick or I'm gonna be weak, and all those examples. If I don't do this, I'm gonna do this, and yeah,
and understanding that it's that pain that will drive you more than the pleasure. Knowing that if I don't do this, I'm gonna feel this pain. That drives you more. It's weird, but like as human beings, we will do whatever we can to avoid pain, and on the other hand, we won't necessarily do as much to avoid pain. To gain pleasure, but we're all different, and so knowing yourself and having that self-awareness of what's gonna get me to do this, what does it take for me, because it's not the same for everybody, but generally and statistically, it's pain that will drive us more than pleasure.
Yeah.
So that's step one, have the right reasons.
Exactly. Yeah, and you should use both, obviously, pain and pleasure. It's like you don't ignore the second contender just because he's in second place. They're both very, very important. Just leverage pain a bit more, because I know if I put a gun up to your head and told you to work out, I think you'd do it.
Well, I think I used this analogy this example in one of our testing videos. We were talking about Michael Jordan and how he says that the reason he's one of the greatest basketball players to ever live, if not the greatest, arguably, it's because he lit his pain of failure and coming up short and not living up to his standards. That's what pushed him to greatness. That's what pushed him to finally say, enough is enough. Like, I need to practice. And so he got himself in the gym. He had no problem, because he already had that pain. He told himself, I will never go through the pain that I went through ever again, because it's unbearable. And so he practiced, got himself to do what he originally didn't want to do, and the story writes itself, the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. So use that pain, leverage that pain, and it sounds awful what we're saying, but honestly, like that, really gotta almost feel regret ahead of time. You almost have to feel like what it would feel like if you didn't do it, that regret. And I know that a lot of the people, like, we used to play a lot of shows, and every time I'm done playing, there's these old people. I wouldn't say old, they're like maybe in their 40s, and they're like, oh, you guys are so awesome, you guys were so good, like don't give up. I wish I stuck to it like you did, like I wish I was following my dreams like you are, man. Like I admire you. And I kind of look at that and I'm like, wow, like that's sad. Like that's not a way to live, man. I wish I followed my dreams, it's too late. That's not a way to live, man.
We kind of hear that pretty often too, and like my grandfather once told me, he said, Brennan, the way you play that guitar, I wish I'd never put it down. I wish I'd never given up on the guitar. Like, you can't stop, you can't quit. And we hear that a lot from older people. It's they talk a lot about what they wish they had done, or about what regrets, because I can't say out of experience, but from what I've what I've experienced from people around me. That's all they say. You know, it's like, oh, I wish I'd done this. I mean, my life was great this way, but I wish I'd done that, followed my dreams.
Exactly. And just do yourself a favor and don't live with that regret, because it does not sound like a good life. Yeah, regret is one of the worst feelings ever. Is just like knowing that you could have done better.
And that quote, what's that quote again?
That quote.
Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Regret. I mess regret up every time. Right? Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. You can't forget that.
That is deep. That is very deep.
It is deep, but it's an important little quote to remember.
For sure. That should be in the back of everyone's mind before they're about to follow through and do something. Like, I know myself, when it comes to Anthony Cheem, like, we have an awesome relationship now. We're doing podcasts, and like we went to his house and his town, and we recorded a seminar for him. It was awesome. It was a great time. And it would not have happened if it wasn't for me pushing through and just messaging him on Facebook, you know, because I saw his TED Talk and I was like, yeah, this is an awesome TED Talk. I was ready to write it down. I was like, it was all typed. I was ready to press send, and I was like, nah, we're not doing this. And later on that day, I went back and I said, you know what? I gotta, you know, just tell him, you know, it's a good TED Talk. You know, that's all I had to say. And he was really nice about it. He came back and he's like, wow, you know, thank you very much. And that's how it started.
Yeah, it's
just
funny
one
because
message.
The things that we procrastinate end up not being as bad as we thought they were going to be. Never. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I don't want to do it because I'm going to feel this pain or for whatever reason. And then when we finally get around to it, it's not that bad. And then we feel good about it because it's like, oh, you know, that wasn't bad.
Exactly.
Right? Like, when do you stop procrastinating? The night before the exam, the night before the big game, the night before your whatever it is for you. So think about that.
For sure. And so that's what we covered. We covered urgency and accountability and reasons why. Regret, not wanting to feel that feeling of regret, should be a big reason for you. Like, oh, I don't want to have to regret this. You know, I just do it, because that feeling of regret will suck. And it's not a good feeling to live with.
It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't mean to be pessimist here, man. We're just trying to push you. We got to push you.
It's it's just about understanding the good and the bad, and that's all this is as much as we talked about understanding the pain, you got to understand the pleasure just as much, right? Cuz it's there. But anyways, that's step one, man. I think people get it. I think we really drilled that in. So know the pain.
I am glad.
Know the pleasure.
Yeah, know the pain, know the pleasure. And make it urgent for you, for sure.
Yes,
like I need to get my summer body on this summer. It's got to be this summer. All right. And you know what I even do is I longboard with my shirt off now. And that just makes me feel like, okay, you know what? I really got to just tone this up, because I'm gonna be like skateboarding with my shirt off, so I need to. It's almost, you keep myself accountable, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I don't care whether I'm working out or not. My shirt's gonna be off, so I gotta make it look good, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot about what we're doing right now with this podcast, right? We're putting ourselves out there. We're exposing ourselves to the world. So if we slip up, you know what I mean? It's out there. It's on the world. So it's accountability for us to be at our best. Just like, you know, taking your shirt off, it's accountability so people around you see, and so that you see, and so that you understand, you know, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to be someday.
Absolutely. So urgency, remember that. Okay, so, I mean, almost before step one, all of this is you need to make that decision. The word decision comes from like a Latin word that means to cut off from all other possibilities. So, you know, when you decide that I'm going to get the cookies and cream ice cream, every other ice cream flavor is off. Like, it's done. There's no other you're never going to eat those ever. You're deciding, like, this is it. You know what I mean? I'm only going to be skinny, and I'm not going to be fat. You know, you're cutting off from all the other possibilities. A lot of people, they make these light decisions like, yeah, I'm going to start working out. It's going to be good. But they, in the back of their mind, they keep that possibility of slipping up. It's like you have your career path and you have your plan B. Plan B doesn't exist, man. It's either you decide to make that career path, or you decide that, okay, I'm probably going to fail. There's a chance that this isn't going to work out. And honestly, that's not how to be successful, man. If all the books I've read, everyone says that you need to just triple, quadruple down on your dream and just chase it and persist until you succeed. That's all it is persistence.
Yeah, and that's so important. I mean, think about high school. Like, guidance counselor at the end of high school, just before I was leaving, he asked me, what school are you going to? What path are you taking? What are you going to do? And I said, well, I really want to pursue my dream and play my music and do that. And, in the meantime, I'm going to work here at this job just to keep me rolling so I could work on my music, after work and stuff like that. And he wasn't 100% on that. He really wanted me to go to school and do some sort of school and make sure I had a plan B or some sort of backup plan. But really, like, all I wanted to do was like you said, double down on my dream, which was just play music. And I mean, here we are a couple years later, and we're finally building this thing with this, and we do music and Implicit and all this stuff and films and everything we love to do, right? Because we've persisted. And I mean, do you have a plan B?
No, I don't. See, the thing is like, I've made the decision. That's how you stop procrastinating and start taking action, is you make that decision. Step 1 is figure out why you're doing it. Step 2 is make it urgent. Step 3 is actually like decide. It's gotta be set in stone. You gotta burn all bridges behind you. You have to like drive to your destination, blow up the car, and walk in, man. Run in, dive in.
And honestly, like, it's not to say you don't anticipate failures, because you're gonna fail as you're persisting and as you're going towards your dreams. You're gonna fail, and failure is the best thing that could happen to you, because you're not gonna learn as much from success as you would learn from failure. Because when you fail, man, you learn. Because what's the great Tony Robbins quote? We love to shout out to the people who have mentored us and helped us and taught us, changed our lives. And one of his quotes is, when you succeed, you party. When you fail, you ponder. And that quote, it just like, it makes so much sense to me, because I mean, anytime we have a good success, you celebrate, you get together with your friends, you say, okay, great job, let's take some time off from work or from whatever it is. But when you fail, it's wow, where did I go wrong? What do I do to improve? How do I, and so those failures are really important for you. Don't forget that. Don't be afraid to
Absolutely.
fail.
Like, I know a lot of people talk about how failures only exist when you're not learning from it.
Yeah,
failure shouldn't exist. You're the one who lets that failure exist, because you're just like, I failed and I'm walking away. I don't want to learn anything from it. Like people like Thomas A. Edison, who was developing this light bulb or something, incandescent light bulb, and he failed, I don't know, like thousands of times. And
thousands.
Yeah, something like that. And every time he failed, he's like, all right, I just learned a new way to not make the light bulb. Like something, you gotta learn from your failures, because that's how you win. That's how you win. That's how you stop procrastinating and start taking action. Literally, that's all it takes. It just takes deciding.
Yeah, just decide to do it, and make sure you know the reasons why. And I mean, this could even come back to our first episode. You know what I mean? When it comes to beating procrastination, go back to episode 1 of Leading Life, where we talk about the success formula. Yeah. The formula to succeed in anything. If you want to succeed in beating procrastination, use that formula. Mm-hmm. Decide, step 1, what is it I want? And step 2, when do I want it by? And then you go to the where, and then you go to the who, and then you go to the why, which is what we talked about. But the why is a big step. Make sure you get really clear on why for good reasons and why for bad reasons. What am I going to gain? What am I going to lose if I don't? And that's important. Then you finally go to a strategy. You do some research. You get the right strategy. You take action immediately. That's another big thing, is often procrastination will procrastinate by looking for the best way to do it. Okay, well, what's the best way?
What's the easy way out?
What's the best easy way we could do this? We could do this live stream, for example.
Yeah.
Right? And so we just like do research, like every different way, and then keep researching. Or for a lot of people who are in personal development get caught up in this, where it's just, okay, I'm going to consume all this information. I'm going to learn, but I'm not going to apply any of it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to listen to tapes, read books, watch videos, but I'm not going to change anything in my life. I'm not going to take any new action other than listening to those new things, which is great, because I want to do an episode on reprogramming your mind. And part of reprogramming your mind is filling your mind with those new sources, new books, new lessons, new inspirations, new role models, new mentors, whatever it is. But it's all about overcoming procrastination in the end.
Exactly. And it all boils down to actually applying it and changing the way you live your life. If you expect things to get better, you need to change your life. You need to change. It's like, honestly, that's insanity if you're sitting down doing the same thing, working the same job, doing the same thing after work, doing the same thing on weekends. You're partying on weekends, you go to your job 5 days a week. Every day you come home, you binge watch Netflix until you pass out, and then you go to work the next day, and then on the weekend you start partying. If you keep doing the same thing, routine, then nothing's going to change. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. You got to be a free, spontaneous, like actually going out and doing new things. You got to try new things, because when you try something new, you'll get a new result. And I know we're talking about procrastination right now, but that it makes sense. You got to do something else if you want to get that done. If you want to actually overcome procrastination, quit doing the same thing. And
you try something different if you want a new result.
Yeah, exactly.
Change your habits, because everything you have right now is a result of everything you did yesterday and the day before and the day before. Like the person you see in the mirror, the person you know as you today, is really just an accumulation of your past and your habits and what you've done and how you've thought and how you've reacted to things and the path you've taken. And so if you could right now make a small shift in your path, right? I love this. You make a small shift in your path, and then down the road, you end up in a completely different destination than you once were. And so that's why it's so important to be self-awareness. We need an episode on self-awareness. It's funny how we do this podcast and just come up with new episodes, right? Because you got to know yourself. Because when you know yourself, you know your pains, you know your pleasures, you know your wants, you know your desires, you know what you're good at and what you're bad at, your weaknesses and your strengths. That's when you could really dominate your life and finally take control, because that's what it's all about. That's why you're listening to the Leading Life podcast, because you want to lead your life. You want to be the one who makes a decision and then makes it happen, because you don't want to just make a decision and procrastinate on it. Okay, tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. We've only got today, right? There's another person who's inspired us, Eric Thomas. And so just go out there and think of what we said and keep feeding your mind with more podcasts. Keep feeding your mind with other stuff.
I'm not done, man.
No, of course we're not done.
Okay, you sound like you're ending the episode. I'm like, bro, I'm not done.
No, we're not done. We got lots left for you.
Okay, so yeah, as you said, you gotta know yourself, and when you know yourself, you can dominate your life. I like that. Dominate your life.
Domination
sounds intense.
It does. It sounds
but yeah,
intense.
So we talked about. You need a reason why. You need to make that reason. You need to be urgent. I need to do this today. And you also need to actually make the decision. Actually. You need to actually mean it. You need to burn all bridges behind you so you have no way home.
You got it, man. Cut off all other possibilities.
Yeah. So in the midst of all this, we're not done, because you are going to rationalize. You're going to rationalize. You will come up with some sort of rationalization where you're like, you know what? I changed my mind, or I decide to do this, or I'm just going to, take a break. I'll do it tomorrow. It's fine.
Or it's not as important as this other thing that I'm thinking.
It's dude, I got to clean my room. I can work out anytime. I can't clean my room anytime. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So to eliminate rationalizations, I have 2 or 3 things here. First of all, is act without thinking. So before you're even allowed to say no, just do it. Get what Tony Robbins was talking about. You jump out of your bed into your shoes and you just go running.
Yeah.
You don't even give yourself a chance to be like, no, I'm laying back down. No, you just get up and go. That's why I keep telling you, Brennan, when I try to wake you up, I'm just like, Brennan, step 1 is getting out of bed, and just get out of bed. That's step 1.
Oh, 100%.
You can't just sit there laying down and just think about how you're going to get up, because you won't want to get up. You're really comfortable. Yeah. And you have to get out of that.
With the gym analogy, same thing. The hardest part is just making that final decision. It's okay, I'm going to go right now. Because as soon as you get in the car or you get to the gym or whatever it is, you're already there. So you're already going to work out. You're it's too late. You haven't, just like you said, just stop the thoughts. And what's that one quote? Oh, I love that quote. Lose your mind and come to your senses. just do it.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
Forget about your thoughts, because they're going to be there and they're going to try and hold you back, because it's human nature. It's your brain is trying to keep you from having pain. And if you associate pain to whatever it is, your brain's going to stop you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not going to the gym. My job is to make sure you don't get in any sort of pain. So I'm going to stop you right now, because you're not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, so when you put yourself into that situation, when your shoes are already on and you're out the door, you're not just going to walk back and go to sleep. You're already there. Just run. And I know you'll have that in your head. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm here. Let's do it. Like when you're at the gym, when you make your way to the gym, by the time you're at the gym, you're not going to think, okay, I don't want to work out, I'm going home. No, you're there. You're going to do it. You know, the second you get in the roller coaster, you can't leave. You're going, man. And it's just, you got to put yourself into that situation. So, yeah, act without thinking. That really, really helped me, honestly. Like, I was like, acting without thinking goes with the second one that I did in my situation when I work out every day. And it's get out of your environment, like get out of your zone. So your zone, your comfort zone is your house. It's your couch.
Your bed.
It's your bed. It's your phone. It's your computer. It's your TV. It's all these things. You need to get out of your zone and put yourself in a situation where you can't do anything else but this activity. So what I did is I went to my parents' place. There is no entertainment there. I have nothing of mine is there. So the only thing I could do at my parents' place is work out. So I have to. I'm put on the spot. Like, I'm all the way here. We might as well just, like, do it. Otherwise, I'm sitting around doing literally nothing. So turn your phone off or turn your computer off, or literally just leave your house, or go in a room that's empty, full of gym equipment. You know, like, go. It's called a gym. Go to the gym, because you can't do anything else in the gym but work out. You know, so you have to go to your gym. All right. If your thing is making a movie, go to wherever this movie is being made. If your thing is, you know, anything, the possibilities are endless. Just get out of your zone and go there.
Yeah, and that goes along with what we were talking about with changing something, right? You have to change something if you want to change your life and change your direction, whatever it is. So change your environment, right? That's a great example, because you get out of your comfort zone and you're in a new place. And you ever notice, like, when you are in a new place and you just feel like fresh, you know, it's like, this is cool, I am somewhere different. Like, I like to go out in nature workout. I like the gym, because the gym's great. It holds you accountable. There's other people working out. You know, it's a great environment for working out. But sometimes it's just like going out in nature. I'll go to the dog park and I'll go work out while my dog runs around or something. And that's great, because while I'm at the dog park, there's nothing else to do but do my yoga and my workouts. So it's whatever it works for you. Again, it goes without saying, we're all different. And so we all need to take different actions and work, being self-aware and working with ourselves and knowing, okay, this works best for me because I really enjoy this. Maybe you don't enjoy the gym. Maybe it's not something that you think will go well. And so maybe you go out in nature. Maybe you actually work from home. Maybe, sure, your home is your comfort zone, but if you could just get yourself to ignore that, right? It's tough, and that's why Cam says just get out of your zone. It helps out a lot. You have to push yourself past what you think is possible.
Yeah. And okay, so I say, like, get out of your zone, but you also want to put yourself in that place you were in when you made that decision. You know, so a lot of people, they hit threshold where they're like, I am never going back. This is it. I'm not doing anything else. I have made my decision. I'm doing this, you know? And a lot of people, I bet you have gone through that once in your life, at least, to the point where you're like, that's it. I quit this job, or that's it. I am going to do this every single day of my life. And when you make that decision, you feel good. You're like, yeah, this is my life. It's changing forever. But, you know, a week later, you kind of forget, and you almost forget, or you ignore it, or you can't really feel that intense feeling that you used to.
Your habits take over.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to put yourself back into that place where you say no more, you know? So I like the example that you had before there, Brennan, was you write it down on a piece of paper. You write, okay, I am going to work out every single day for these 50,000 reasons. All right. And this is how I feel. And another thing that is possible that would be amazing if you can do it is you take your phone camera, and just make a video of yourself and like actually film yourself and be like, hey, hello, future me. Like, this is how I feel. Like, look at my face. This is how I feel. Like, get intense with yourself. Mm-hmm. And then when future you goes to watch it, you're just like, wow, that was me. Like, I felt that, like I went through that, and I'd never want to go through that again. Or when you're really sick, like I wish I would have done this when I was sick or something. Like, take a video of yourself when you're sick. Yeah, could you do me and future you a favor and just like eat healthy, please? Because this sucks. Blah, Take a video of yourself, because then you'll actually see yourself in that situation, and that is probably the like most effective way to get yourself back there is video. That's why I make films, man. The easiest way to have someone feel an emotion is to show imagery, show these faces. Maybe you'll cry in the video. Maybe you'll yell. Like, maybe you're like really serious about this change you want to make. And this is stopping procrastination, man. Like, this is a deep subject apparently, because
it's a huge subject.
Yeah, not only are you stopping procrastination, like procrastination is putting your life on hold completely. Like, your life could be completely different, 100% different if you weren't procrastinating. That's why we talk about such change, because procrastinating is, it's holding you back. And you had something to say?
You just said it, man. You are the one holding you back. At the end of the day, it's the decisions you're making, the actions you're taking, the emotions you're allowing yourself to feel, the thoughts you're having. It's you. And taking responsibility for that is the step one. There's many step ones, and there's so many ways to tackle procrastination. And so that's why it's important to do what you just said, Cam.
Absolutely. I did want to tell the story about, I wouldn't say it's procrastination, but it's really just not following your gut.
It's putting life on hold.
And putting life on hold and just being fearful. I know you're better at telling stories than I am.
I'm better at telling stories. I just know this story very well because
you do. Yeah,
it hits me.
So go ahead, man.
You want me to tell the story?
Yeah, I want you to
tell
Tony
Robbins story.
Yeah, that's
and
a good
Tony
one.
Robbins again. Like we said, we love to give shout outs to the people who have inspired us and taught us and mentored us. And so this is a Tony Robbins story I heard in one of his audio tapes. Because I'll tell you, like how many audio tapes have we listened to, just like on repeat, constantly, just feeding our mind with positive information and strategy. So much. But anyways, the story goes, he was doing a seminar during 9/11, just before 9/11 happened, and during it. And there was this woman at the seminar who had been in a relationship before, and I believe she was about to get married to this man, or he was her fiance or something, and then he was murdered. And so she had to have gone through a lot where this person, her fiance, this person she wanted to marry, was murdered. And so years gone by, and she's with a new man now, and her new boyfriend asked her to marry her, and she said no, probably out of fear, because she, her last fiance was murdered, and she doesn't want to feel that same pain again. And that's oftentimes how we get procrastination, right? We've had this pain before, or there's some sort of experience. Maybe it's not even completely related to what we're trying to experience. And so our brain, trying to save us, avoids the pain. And so she says no, and they get in an argument. And so sure enough, she goes to the seminar and he goes back to work, and he just so happens to work in the World Trade Center. And well, she's going through the seminar and things are going well. And so I think it's the morning of the tragedy there. She calls him and says, "Look, I'm sorry. I want to marry you. We shouldn't have gotten in that stupid argument."
Oh, yeah. And like the time zones were weird. So like she couldn't reach him.
No, she couldn't reach him. So she just left him a message, because they were in Hawaii or something at the time for the seminar, and he was in New York. And so finally, she gets a call back while she was sleeping. She couldn't answer because she was sleeping, and so she got a message and checked it the next day, and her fiance, or would-be fiance, said, "I'm so happy you'd want to marry me. Like, thank you so much. It's the best gift you could give me, because I am in the World Trade Center right now, and I'm not going to survive, and I love you so much, and I'm sorry that this would happen to you again, two of your lovers just killed like that, but he says, don't wait. Next time you get an opportunity like this, don't wait. You have to do it. You have to go for it. You can't put life on hold. I mean, I don't know if he quite said it like that, but it's a pretty emotional thing, and it's tough to think about, you know? Like that little procrastination, you never know what could happen at any moment. And if you procrastinate, you may never get the chance you may never get a second chance. You'll never get a chance to do it again. So it's important to take action when you feel the time is right.
Yeah, and don't let love guide you, not fear.
Let
that kind of thing.
You 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, that was deep. So for sure, don't live with that regret. I can imagine how she feels, man. She probably feels better because she's had help, loved ones console her and stuff like that, But how do you think that would have felt going through that, and how a lot of people feel when they don't chase their dreams and with a blink of an eye they're 80 years old. I've seen that happen. I've had older people tell me, "Oh, you know what? Life just flashes before your eyes, man." Telling you,
yeah.
Life flash, and those people are mostly the people who don't lead their life at all. They don't enjoy their life, and the people who, you know what I mean? Julie's husband there was talking about how he's 50 something years old, and last summer was the best summer of his life.
Yeah, because you make a conscious choice. And I think the story there, I think that woman, she made a conscious choice to take that experience as a life lesson. She decided, okay, I'm going to learn the lesson that he told me and not wait and just go for it, follow my heart. And that's important. That's such an important lesson. Like Jeff said, I'm 50 something years old and I just had the best summer of my life, because he's making a conscious decision to feel grateful and to enjoy his moments now, rather than, focus on what could have been or the regrets of the past, right? And so it's important, as many people do have regrets, it's important to just not ignore that, but rather choose to consciously focus on what you're grateful for, because life is all about emotion. It's all just emotions, and you want to actually feel the emotions that are going to make you feel good. Those emotions that make you feel like crap, you're really doing that to yourself. I mean, there could be triggers in the environment. This person said this or that happened, and so it made me feel this way. But at the end of the day, there's nothing coming out and grabbing you and making you feel mad or sad or happy. Nothing's making you feel anything. It's all coming from within. And so if you could learn to consciously control that, you could overcome procrastination. You could live your dreams. You could be happy in this moment right now, and you could inspire others to do the same. And so I don't know, I'm ready to wrap it up right there. I think these guys are going to go out there and use these tips, and really, this is a good one. We got some good stuff in here for these guys.
Alrighty, so just a quick recap for you guys so that you guys can actually go home and know what you're talking about. And I really suggest you either take a note or do some sort of note taking, because you will not remember this 3 days from now. You just take notes. Seriously, it'll change your life if you take notes. It changed my life. So step 1 is have a reason why you're going to actually follow through and not procrastinate. Make it urgent. Give yourself some sort of pressure. Put yourself under pressure, I got to do this now, or have an accountability buddy. Doing that really, really works. And make that decision. Raise your standards, man. Make that decision, an actual decision. Decide. And then step 4, to eliminate rationalization during these 3 steps here. Act without thinking. This is just a side tip. Act without thinking, and get out of your environment. Put yourself in go to the gym. Go outside, go to the place where you have to do it, and there's nothing else that's possible. When I go to school, and I'm in class, I have no other choice but to, attend class. You know what I mean? So
just show up.
Just be there. Show up for yourself. So yeah, that's the recap. What do you think, Brennan?
I think, again, I said it. This is a great episode. There's some great info here. You guys just make sure, like Cameron said, take some notes if possible, because when you take notes, within 3 days, you could actually remember up to I think it's 50 or 80%. That's just so important to actually take notes and not just, it's otherwise it's in and out, right? But it's rather, garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. So I'm glad you guys listen to this because you're getting that good info in your mind. And yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for the launch. Thanks for rating this on iTunes. We've gotten a ton of 5-star reviews already, and we're super happy about that. And this is a super long outro. We got the music loop because it's a good funky tune. I enjoy this.
Yeah, so if you want to check us out on social media, I have Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, all at CamMoron123, CAMoron123. I also have Facebook at CamMoron123. What do you think, Brennan?
I'm thinking you guys got to go add me and connect with me on Snapchat. I'm loving Snapchat right now, having a blast. So there's a ton of fun content. You get behind the scenes of what we're doing here as well. And Instagram, Facebook. And make sure you check out the other Implicit stuff, because Implicit Empowerment's not the only thing we're doing. We're also doing music and films and events and photography and art and all sorts of fun stuff. So I'd love for you guys to go check that out. We got tons of fun things coming, and thank you. Just thanks, guys.
Yes, thanks again, and go out and lead your life.
Lead your life. Peace.